up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We are back with episodes 3 and 4 of Bling Empire on Netflix. Now, if you have seen 1 and 2, the recap, then you are in the right place. If you have not, go back to 1 and 2 and watch it, child, because we talking about some stuff over there. Otherwise, let's get into episode 3 and 4. It was another good 2 episodes. Like, I'm really enjoying this show for many reasons. Now, in the first episode, I felt like they gave us a lot of Anna, a lot of Christine, a lot of Kevin, a lot of Kay. But in these 2 episodes, we got introduced to more of who the supporting cast members were, such as like Cherie and Kelly and Kim and all those individuals. So that's why I really like this show thus far, because I mean, they're actually showcasing all of the cast. I don't know who holds a peach or who holds a dollar or whatever, but they have a huge cast and everybody gets their shine. We were introduced to Cherie in the first 2 episodes, and I feel like they gave her a brief like, oh, this is Cherie. She's pregnant. She has a boyfriend. She has a child. But in this episode 3, we find out that, she wants to be married. Now, I wasn't too sure what she wanted. I thought maybe, they are non-traditional. She is born in America, but she's also very in touch with her Asian culture and Asian side. But turns out she wants to be married, but her husband does not want to be married at this time. I don't know. He even made a comment about saying that, she doesn't know what she wants to eat. So how does she want a baby? Like, I don't really like that. That's a very controlling factor. And she seems like she's a smart girl. She acknowledges it, but she also makes like an excuse about it too. So I don't know what she's going to do, but she clearly knows her worth. And at this moment, they've been together for 5 years and he hasn't proposed. Girl, you in danger, girl. I'm just saying. And you keep popping out these babies. If I was you, I would stop at 2. Okay, because after 2, he needs to marry you. Period. If he love you and all this stuff like that, he needs to marry you, and that's just that on that. Now, later in the episode, she actually gives birth to the baby. Now, I knew she was huge in terms of being pregnant, but I didn't know that she was so far along. And just that scene, seeing her push that baby out, I don't know if she had an epidural or whatever was going on, but she pushed that baby out like it was nothing, like a pro. And I was just like, because baby birth, I'm not just a fan of it, watching it, but there is a beauty to it. There are people that sit around and watch these videos. And so seeing that scene, I was just like, and I just hope that eventually she gets what she wants because she's happy. They're both successful. She has a daughter and, she has a newborn baby boy, whatever. So that's exciting. Now, in a later scene, her and Christine are talking. I think this is when she's doing her little photo shoot for the new baby. And the new baby, first of all, is so cute. Like, I don't know how they wrapped their baby up so tight. I mean, it looked like a little stuffed little animal. It was so cute. But the conversation between her and Christine, Christine is just like, well, in my family, like, there's no way that I would have a baby and not be married. They call me a slut. So basically, you call her Cherie a slut. I'm just saying, Christine, like, no marriage is perfect, obviously. And she has her own issues, Christine does. But, to rub it in Cherie's face, who is someone that is clearly not a traditional Asian woman, like, okay, she need to hear that. Like, she knows she's a smart girl. And I think that if it gets to the point to where she has to go, she's going to go. She is definitely American. She has that mentality like most Americans do. In episode 3, we also get to know a little bit more about Kelly. We know that Kelly is with Andrew, the Power Ranger, and he is clearly a little crazy. And it is showcased a lot more in these 2 episodes, especially episode 3 and 4, which we'll talk about later. But in episode 3, Kane has this party. And they just having, regular conversations. Andrew is there. And I guess Kelly is having a conversation with Anna and Christine about the whole Paris issue. Because that seems to be the lingering issue amongst other issues that they've had in the past. And Andrew was just talking in his confessional how he sees them talking about this. And he's getting upset. But my thing is, he's like, I get where he's coming from. He's saying, like, why does everyone need to be in our relationship? Why does everyone need to be talking about this? Like, honestly, first of all, you are on reality TV. Let's start there. And you embarrassed this girl in public, whether it was intentional or not. So, of course, they're going to talk about it. This is their friend. You are the boyfriend. You are the outsider, unfortunately. And it's just unfortunate that everyone has to know this business, but you can only be accountable for what you have done. And I know it's embarrassing, but imagine how embarrassing it is for her, the person that it was done to. So, honey, Andrew, take this L. I'm glad that he decided to calm himself down. It seems like he needs to do that more often because he just be ready to pop and snap off. And I'm so glad he did not give all of that energy at that party. My girl Anna is having a massage party. She has her own personal masseuse and people over there. And I was just like, I love some Anna. So I was excited to see what's going to happen on this scene. And it was just a very feel-good moment. It seems like, and I like that she does a lot in her home. Many people have these homes and they have like 1,000 of other homes. But I like that she utilizes her home for whatever. It's huge. It's like its own little estate. And so she invites everyone over. We see new people like this guy named Guy, Kim. Now, her and Kim got a little closer at the beginning of this episode. I think that was their first time meeting, I'm assuming. And Kim was like, oh, I like Anna because Anna has great energy. And she does. Like, who could not like Anna? Like, she is like the perfect friend, whether being much older or whatever the age. Like she says, she enjoys people and their energy. And that's what she gravitates to. So initially, Kim gave off great energy. At the massage party, her and her friend Guy that she invited, I'm assuming, because Anna doesn't know Guy at all. They're talking about this bad energy and Sage in the home or whatever, and they go in the house. And Guy rubbed me the wrong way when he was talking about Anna's hair and shampoo. Now, I'm the only one that can talk about Anna's hair because that's my homegirl. So, Guy, you're already in the wrong. But he already rubbed me the wrong way with that comment. I was like, oh, Lord, where's this about to go? They go up into this lady's house. They go all in her bathroom to look at her shampoo. Petty. Now, Kim, why would you be in there? Let's just remember that. They go in there and they find this penis pump. And, they're laughing, kiki. Like, I get all of that. If they were out of line, they'd be going through someone's home, number one. But where they drew the line to me was where they picked up the pump and they threw it out the window. And it's just like, y'all are just reckless. Like, what are y'all doing in this woman's house? She's invited y'all over. And to me, that whole little scene, is very off-putting to me because I do not like when you go to someone's home and someone is, let's say, for example, I'm having an event and I see somebody in the corner snickering, talking about me, talking about my event, doing anything that is rude to the host. Then why are you there? I'm like, Guy, you were a +1. Kim, you are supposed to be her new friend. She thinks of you as a friend, and you allow your friend to be in somebody's shower? Like, girl. So anyway, the pump goes out the window. Kane finds the pump. He brings it up, and Anna, honey, she gets up from her mouth massage, and she is obviously livid. Now, this is the opportunity. I feel like Kim should just apologize and just be like, you know what? I didn't mean that. But she didn't do that. If anything, Guy seemed more apologetic slightly than she was. She just basically was like, he did it. But girl, you invited him. So he wouldn't have been able to do it if you didn't invite him. Simple as that. But at this moment, I realized I don't really like Kim. For the first episode, I was like, cool. She's a DJ. She's cool. She's sweet. But I can already tell what kind of girl she is. And honestly, I'm surprised Anna didn't go the F off. Period. That's what I would have done. Because you shouldn't be going through nobody's house. And you shouldn't, if this is your friend, you shouldn't be letting your other friend make these shady ass comments about hair and whatever is going on. Like, it should just stop. You should have been the one to be like, we shouldn't be in here, stop. But she didn't do any of that because she's a petty little girl in my eyes, and she has no loyalty. She clearly does not know anything about friendship, and I'm glad that Anna was looking at her like, no, we ain't cool, because that's real. In the final scene of episode 3, there's this gathering, this party that is thrown, and everything is all cool until it seems like, again, Kevin is trying to get slightly on Kelly's mom's good side or Kelly's good side. My only issue with this, I know it's a TV show, but I just kind of find it a little bit trifling that he's really trying to pursue her while she's actively in a relationship. Because I'm pretty sure that he would not want that to happen to him. So my understanding and what I would say is, Kevin, be the example, because if let's say things are rocky between you and whoever, you don't want nobody else coming in trying to get your girl while y'all rocky, because that's where they're most vulnerable, in my opinion. But at this point, it's like, okay, Kevin, we get it. You want Kelly. Eventually, I'm sure her and Andrew gonna break up at this point. The conversation comes up again about the penis pump, right? And Kim is just not really taking accountability for it. And Kevin is getting upset because Kevin is obviously really good friends with Anna. And I think things went left when Kim was like, why are you defending your sugar mama? Whatever she said. And then Kevin's like, were you raised by wolves? So she throws a drink on the man. He's like, what did you say? Were you raised by wolves? Like, exactly. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, you were in this girl's bathroom. Why can't you apologize to you said she's cool. Like, come on now. Nobody got time for those little bitty kitty games. And I think Kim, I don't know how old she is, but clearly she's not mature. She's just as dizzy as the damn DJ booth she be in, because clearly you're wrong. And I like the fact that he was standing up for Anna because she wasn't there. I'm pretty sure that if she was there, Kim would be doing all that. So the episode ends there, and I was like surprised that, they throwing drinks and stuff like that, especially over this. But Kevin was upset, and rightfully so. Now in episode 4, they all meet back up. Obviously, the aftermath of the previous event where the glass of the water was thrown or whatever, child. And Kevin is there, and Kim and Guy, everybody's all there, right? And Kevin's off to the side. And as I would be too, because I was like, I'm not finna kick it with this girl over here who then threw some on me and has been in my friend's bathroom picking up her, penis pump or whatever it is. So I get it. But eventually, Anna shows up, and I was excited. I like that Anna is of a certain age, but honey, she showed up to all these little young people's events because they're clearly much younger than her. She said she gonna bowl too. She gonna put on her little blaze and come bowl too, or whatever she had on. And I like that the guy, whose name is Guy, gets up and he talks to Anna. He apologizes because realistically he was wrong, but his friend was also just as wrong. So, he's talking to Anna, and then Anna's like, yeah, bring her over here. Like, bring that bitch over here. Like, I'm like, okay, Anna, come on. And so this conversation goes nowhere because Kim still cannot hold herself accountable. Like, she's not taking any type of responsibility that she was just as wrong. And, and she's so dismissive to Anna just being like, the whole, like, Anna obviously, certain age, has more wisdom. She's just saying like, girl, like, clearly you don't know nothing about etiquette and being a good friend. Like, why would you be in somebody's home? It's hard for Kim to understand that. She's dismissive. And like I said, a person like Kim, like, I know they were like, I'm gonna be the bigger person. No. A person like Kim, you need to be the smaller person. Okay? You need to be the person that gets them together, because if you keep on allowing them to be like that, they don't think it's okay. And that's how they got to where they are now, in my opinion. So my advice to Anna, if you're watching this, honey, leave Kim out there where she is. Leave her in the clubs DJing, because that's where she belongs, over there with the wolves, okay? Not in this nice, lovely home where she's going through your shower and picking up stuff. Like, that's just tacky. One of the most shocking scenes to me was Christine and Dr. G's conversation. And through it all, we know that she has been going through IVF for 10 years. And, hearing that and the frozen embryos or whatever, hearing all of that, I'm sure you all did. We all assumed that she was having medical issues. She couldn't have a child. Well, child, I'm here to tell you, just like Christine told us in front of the television, that was not the case. So basically, she went through all of these procedures, went through all of this for 10 years to save his image, because he was the one that was having medical issues and could not produce a baby. And that's just messed up. Like, at this moment, I feel for Christine. I'm like, dang, that's messed up. And I feel like I'm looking at Dr. G like, how could you do your wife, this woman like that? Like, she's a woman. Like, people go through IVF and all these different stages and procedures, because they can't have children. So you put this woman through all of this for 10 years? Oh, hell no, Dr. G. And it was really, I don't want to say it was your fault, but it was your fault? That's low. That is low. And I can't, that is messed up. Looking back to episode 1 and 2, I would not want a child either. I mean, I think they definitely love each other. I don't think any of that is questionable. But to put your wife through that for 10 years and she is, washing dishes and slaving to the family, doing all this stuff, and they thinking it's her, like, that's a lot of, like, pain to take for your husband. At this moment, he owes her the world. If my wife sat there and went through all that for 10 years for me, I wouldn't be asking her for nothing, child, but thank you. Every day be a thank you. And I just felt bad for Christine. I just felt really bad. No one wants to go through that, and he should kind of be ashamed of himself for even asking for another child to put her through that again. The highlight of this episode was Kelly and Andrew. Not in a good way, but they gave, to me, I enjoyed them the most these entire 2 episodes, especially episode 4. Now, in episode 4, we find out that Andrew went from being a Power Ranger to managing music, child, and that's exciting, but where is the money, honey? Where does the money reside? We don't know. But they're still dealing with the issues from Paris. That seems to be like the final straw for her. And in the studio session, like they're talking, but he's like getting upset because he was mad about her talking to the ladies about the Paris thing. But you, like I said, you embarrassed her. Like, you gave that ammo, like whether she had it on speakerphone or whatever, nothing should have made you that upset. He's clearly delusional. He's crazy. He has the crazy eyes. He's basically saying, he was having a conversation. He was yelling, no, you were hitting things. You were cussing her out. You were like being very mentally abusing and verbally abusing, in my opinion. So, like, at this point, just take some accountability. Like, come on. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. So it carries over into this counseling session. And I just want to say, I don't understand how this couple who's not married is having all these counseling and therapy sessions. It seems like she has finally awakened and she knows that she should probably not be in this relationship. Now, this seemed confusing, honey, because she's clearly over here saying, we need to take a break. We need to do this. This relationship is not good for me. And he's over here saying, well, I prayed to the Lord and I love her and we have a beautiful union. And she's like, yeah, we should just move. You should move out. And yeah, but our union is so beautiful. I just don't know what I would do without her. Like, what is wrong with this man? Even the therapy, I think she was a little shook too. She's sitting over there in her blazer and her little blouse, looking, I would have been, I feel like that scene could have went a whole different direction. I feel like he is a loose cannon. I think he held it together. Like, even the therapist, she's saying one thing, he's saying this. And he can't even hear nothing. She's saying in his head, they're beautiful together and they make a beautiful couple. And I'm just like, child, this is just too much. So she asked him to politely leave. He said, I'll be back. I'm like, this man is crazy. When he leaves out, she basically reveals more that he's going to move out. She's saying now this is supposed to be her house, right? But she said that she needs 2 hours to get her stuff and leave so he can have a week to pack his stuff. I'm like, Kelly girl, like, my questioning goes into where did this suddenly come from? I feel like so many people were in her ear. You got Kevin that's trying to get her, trying to be with her. You got Anna trying to, tell her to get with Kevin and basically telling her like he ain't shit. It seems like everybody has gotten into her ear. And so now she has that. And that's just never a good thing. I wish she would have made the decision on her own. I feel like it was her decision, but I feel like it was so many external factors that pushed her there that it's unfortunate. Now, do I agree she needs to move on? Hell yeah. Because why, like he has a lot of issues. It's not even about trust. As I said in episode 1 and 2, this is about, being rejected and neglected from his parents. And that is a deeply rooted situation for him to throw off on her. It's never going to get better. And I think she has finally realized that. And child, did y'all see him go out and pray? He went out and I'm not praying is great, but he thought that from the time of like 10 minutes that him praying was going to that she was going to stay with him. And I'm just like, Lord, you prayed a little too late. You should have been praying every time that you got mad and every time you went off on this lady. That's when you should have been praying. I ain't never saying it's too late to pray. But in this situation, it was too late to pray. And that's all I'm saying. And did y'all see the way that he looked at the therapist when Kelly said that what the plan was, that he was going to have to move out within a week? Child, he looked like he wanted to jump across that table or whatever that was in between them two and choke her to death. I feel like that scene could have went a whole lot different. I feel like he had to hold it together because I feel like when he left that room, he probably got the stumping, kicking him. Crazy. And Kelly, like, she's just so confused. Poor girl. Like, she knows it's not right, but she's trying to make the best of a situation. In her mind, she really feels that this is love. Like, a part of her feels like they should argue and she should fight for it. And there's nothing wrong with that because people have arguments all the time in relationships. But if you can keep saying that it's toxic, then, okay, it's toxic and you need to go. She's a smart girl. Half of her brain is saying one thing, the other half is saying another. So take both them brains together and you got your decision. So go on, girl, get your 2 hours, get your luggage out your own house and go wherever you got to go. And hopefully in a week he's gone because I feel like he's going to be sitting right there in the chair like, hey, Kelly, welcome back. I'm so glad I love you. Like, he's crazy. He's crazy. In episode 1, Kevin reveals that he was adopted. And so in this episode, he is taking genetics tests to figure out how much of an Asian he is, what percentage and all of that. And he finds out that he is. But he also meets up with his he also meets up with his foster mom later on. And just to tell her he is going to start looking for his birth parents. And I thought she was going to be a little upset, but she was supportive. I mean, and that's good. I think she knows her stance, and Kevin is grown. So she's done her job. It ain't like he, 14, 13 looking for him. Like at this point, he knows who raised him. I guess he just wants to find the missing piece to the puzzle. So that was exciting for him. And I will say, like, I enjoy Kevin. Like, I like what he brings to the show. Just that he is well-versed with everybody. He seems to be on good terms with everybody. His personality is just, like, the best, in my opinion, with everybody. Kevin is having a 1-year anniversary party. And it's so funny. These are always so fun. Because I feel like people in LA always have these. I didn't have one. I don't think I did. But people in LA, I feel like that 1 year comes about and we're like, oh my God, 1 year, 2 year. It's a real thing in LA if you know it. Everybody is there showing up and Kelly shows up and I'm just like, you can tell she says she hasn't been sleeping, but this woman has obviously been crying. She's been upset. I mean, and she should be. Like, she loved that man. I can never take that away from her. But I'm glad that she moved on. It seems like everyone else is. When she mentioned that she broke up with Andrew, instead of him being like, oh, it was more like, yeah. They was excited. That's messed up. That's all messed up. But Kevin was the most excited child. And I'm just like, why are you even trying to talk to this woman right now? Like, let her heal. Like, that's not good. Clearly, she has an issue with jumping in and out of relationships. She really wants a relationship. So let her heal. Continue this friendship that you keep saying that you value. And if it goes there, it will go there, Kevin. I just hope he doesn't force it because she's clearly so fragile right now that it's not going to work. Anna is just like, girl, I'm glad I told you so. First of all, I'm glad to see Anna again because we haven't seen her, I feel like, really all of this episode. So please, we need more scenes of Anna, less of Kim. I'm just saying. So episode 3 and 4, I enjoyed them both. The story between Kelly and Andrew was like the biggest takeaway for me. Like I hope, in the next few episodes that she continues with her way of separating from Andrew. She really needs it. And Christine, I feel for her, and Dr. G, that just like tore me up. I've never heard of such a story. My heart goes out to her. We're going to be back with episodes 5 and 6, so continue to lean in because I got a lot more to talk about. Now, until then, I'm about to lean out. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, all things to lean. And I will see you guys on the next recap for episodes 5 and 6. Until then, I'll see y'all later. Bye.